So back when I was in elementary school, we had the worst possible teacher. And when I say the worst possible, I mean the worst possible. She was the kind of teacher that didn't care if you were sick or not. I mean, a normal conversation would look like this. Hello? What? Yeah, I forgot my clothes. You forgot your what? Yeah, my clothes. Do you realize how this? She was the kind of teacher that would hit you up with an F fucking minus. And that was for no fucking reason. Just because I couldn't dance like fucking Shakira, man. And oh, I forgot that we had a bald PE teacher too. And he was mostly nice. Except sometimes. You know the type of teacher that always wears gym clothes? That was her. So after a while it becomes weird to see her with normal clothes. It's like she becomes a whole nother person. Maybe a nicer one, I don't know. You know that there's two different PE teachers, right? One is more like a female and one is more like a man. And of course, my PE teacher was more like a man. I mean, she acted like a fucking military. And it was very weird. She screamed every fucking time. And not like a female, rather a fucking male screaming. Echoing out the fucking school. And the worst part was, when she screamed at you, the whole class went quiet. And it was just you and her fucking arguing. Even when you were on the lessons and did exactly what she told you. She always came up with something to say. Whether your sit-up was not 100% correct, or if she didn't like how you did your push-ups. Either way, she was never 100% satisfied with what you did on the lesson. Except the other teacher. He didn't scream too often, and he actually motivated you and said good things for the most time. So unless he didn't say something, you knew he wasn't too bad. But back to her. I don't know how many times me and my friends argued with her, but I would say too often. And the annoying thing was, every time she made groups, me and my friends never was in the same group. So we was forced to spread out, so that she would actually put us in a group together. But no, she got away, as always, and separated us all every fucking time. And she always did a classy thing, when you put a line, and the first one in the line was the tallest, and the shortest was in the back. And I hated that shit, because I always end up in the back. And I really felt mocked, because she did it way too often. And I always remember her saying this. If you're in school, you can go in the P.E class. And that didn't make sense at all. I mean, if you're sick, and you can barely make it to the school, why would you go in the fucking P.E class? Why? So you can get more sick? I don't think so. She was probably the one that created a feeling of depression. Because in her lessons, you felt like you were in a fucking prison. I really think that until this day, she still works at my old elementary school. And still screams and act all military and shit. But I really hope that those who has her as a teacher now, don't feel depressed as me and my classmates back then. I really hope that, guys. And I remember when we had dancing. She always recorded it so she could look if someone did something wrong. For example, not dancing like a pro. And we didn't have enough time to actually train the dance moves 100%. So of course, a lot of us got an F. And an F in dancing was the thing that could fuck up your whole grade in PE. So you would have just given up when you got an F in dancing. We also had a yearly event where kids in our age played against each other. For example, our school was competing against other schools. So there was other schools there, and there was a schedule on when the different school was competing against each other. And I didn't like the sport we played. I only liked hanging out with my friends. So when it was my team's turn, I was not hyped. I don't know why, but I never felt motivated to play. And every time the yearly event came, our teacher made sure that we trained until the event started. And I think that's why I hated the event. Because 1, they forced every student to come with and play the event. And 2, it was kind of boring too, and it was kind of boring too. And it felt like it didn't matter if you won or not. And what I known, there wasn't even a single prize for you to win. So I don't get the point of actually winning. And I think that's why our school never won actually. You would have had to broken your foot not to participate in the event. But if you didn't want to be there, there was no skipping. You literally had to. And that's why most of us actually hated it.